Hello everyone and welcome. Every single year there are profits on the stock market. There are people predicting what will happen in the future, and it's always most of the time it's a prediction about something really bad, about a market crash, about the end of the world and all that stuff.
How can he be? He remembered me.
We don't know what they remember.
It's very hard to tell, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, is he one of them or is he one of them? Wait, which ones are the thems again?
They're both thems, aren't they? But there's two ways of saying it. Is he one of them or is he one of them?
The point of this video that I made, and I hope that you watch it until the end because I have a huge surprise to show you towards the end of the video. I'm going to show you guys what would have happened to me personally and what I would have missed out on had I listened to any of these people. In fact, I rarely ever do this. In fact, I never do this. I never show my personal information as far as what I do with my finances and all that stuff. I consider that personal. I'm not one of those people who are, let me throw my life out there in public so I can get views. I don't do that stuff. But for the sake of this video, I will show you something from my account and what I would have missed had I listened to these people. All right, let's get to the point. 1. Warren Buffett. Do you agree that Warren Buffett is the most successful investor ever in history? I think he is, in my personal opinion. If anyone is predicting the future, they should first try to reach Warren Buffett's level. Well, they can't and they never will. Nobody will. Nobody will ever be as successful as Warren Buffett. Nobody can. Nobody. Right now at the current level where everybody is, nobody can. Trust me. So if these people can't even come close to Warren Buffett, why are we listening to them? I don't understand. I had a member on my Discord post something which, by the way, is not wrong. It's actually an amazing post that they did, and it's the inspiration from that post that made me want to do this video. This is actually from Business Insider, so they took a screenshot from that and they posted it in the Discord. Not to scare anyone, but more of like, hey, I'm worried, what is this about? This was from an article on February 3rd, 2024. And the title of the article says, stay away from US stocks. Expect AI bubble to burst and brace for a recession, elite investor Jeremy Grantham says. Guess what? Now he's talking about an AI bubble. Let me tell you something about Jeremy Grantham. I'm not going to talk negative about this guy, but let me tell you this, and what I'm going to say is a fact, not my own opinion. Jeremy Grantham has been wrong in all his stock market crash predictions, at least since 2018. I'm not going to go any time before that. With that being said, guys, we can predict a stock market crash every single year, get it wrong almost all the time. At some point, if we predict it every year, we're going to get it right. Why? Because the stock market is built to crash at some point. No market in the world can go on a straight line upwards forever. That would be catastrophic for an economy. So there always has to be corrections. Now, if you're sitting here and predicting the stock market to crash every single year, you are not a genius. You are simply, in Warren Buffett's words, a fool. A person who predicts the stock market and where it's going to go is a fool, says Warren Buffett. I'm not saying Jeremy Grantham is a fool personally, but Jeremy Grantham has now turned it into AI bubble to burst. 2 years ago, he was talking about another bubble to burst. 3 years ago, he was talking about another. He would always, every single year, he would use a different word to describe the bubble that's soon to burst. All right, let me show you the years, for example, so you can get an idea what's going on. Institutional investor website. This was on February 28, 2018. All right, 2018. They're telling us that the notorious bear and GMO co-founder, Jeremy Grantham, is giving us a dire warning and that he has evidence of a market bubble in the making, and there's going to be a big crash. That was 2018. Did that market crash come? No. Did in 2019, did we have a market crash? No, we didn't. Did we have a market crash in 2020? Yes, but it was not what he says. It was not according to what Jeremy Grantham says. The 2020 market crash was due to COVID. Jeremy Grantham never said that we would have a market crash on COVID. And the 2020 market crash only lasted for about 6 months, which went on to become after one of the greatest bull runs of ever in history of the stock market. So technically the stock market crash of 2020 wasn't even really a stock market crash. So he got it wrong in 2018, he got it wrong in 2019. He comes back 3 years 3 years ago now, as you can see here, the date on Bloomberg, to say that we're going to have a market crash that's going to rival that of 1929 and 2000. Well, it didn't happen. So then he comes back, and we have 2 years ago. Now it's 2 years ago on Bloomberg again. Here goes Jeremy Grantham again, saying that we're going to have a huge market crash. The bubble's going to burst. It's going to be the super bubble. This time he called it the super bubble. That didn't happen. So Jeremy Grantham gives it another try, and he says that we're going to have another market crash and all that stuff. Well, that didn't happen either. In fact, let me go back to the interview that he gave on Bloomberg 2 years ago, which is this one, right? And it says, calling a super bubble, front row with Jeremy Grantham. I can't play it for you guys because I think it's a copyright violation if I do, due to whenever I try to take a small clip from Bloomberg, it doesn't allow me. But anyways, you can watch it. This is the title, so you can search it and watch it. In this interview, Jeremy Grantham states that he is shorting the Russell 2000. In fact, Jeremy Grantham, guys, has been taking short positions for years and years and years. That's what he does. He takes short positions on various things. So we go back to last year. Again, he's calling for the entire stock market crash. And what happens, guys? What happens? Well, so far from 2018 till now in 2024, it's been we're going 6 years now. Jeremy Grantham has been calling for the ultimate stock market crash every single year. It has not happened. I'm not making fun of the guy, but I'm just saying that the point of this video is that there's a lot of investors. There's a lot of people who try to get into the stock market for the first time. And I remember many years ago when I first started investing that I had no clue. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to start. And I thought, well, let me go on YouTube and watch YouTubers, and I'll figure out, they'll give me the great advice, and I'll learn from them and all that stuff. It doesn't work that way. In fact, even this book right here, this book, which I've mentioned many times in a lot of my videos, this book, guys, it states specifically that if you listen to Wall Street, you're going to be fooled. Wall Street says one thing in front of the cameras, and off camera it says another thing. Wall Street doesn't care about you, to be honest. When Jeremy Grantham speaks and screams about a stock market crash coming, he's been doing this for every single year. It's because of his benefit. If he's telling you to stay out of US stocks, like right here, where he says stay away from US stocks, it's to his benefit. If you all listen to him and everybody gets out of the stock market, or most people, and there's a stock market sell-off, he's going to become filthy rich. And then we have something that's very responsible. That's content creators. Content creators who probably don't have a clue about the stock market. And so they hear Jeremy Grantham saying stock market crash, and they bust out a ton of videos on YouTube telling you guys, hold to your cash, this and this and that. The stock market begins, and there's going to be a crash and all that. These are 4 different thumbnails of 4 different YouTube videos, all of them pretty much trying to scare the shit out of you. Telling you that there's going to be a huge stock market crash, all basing it on what Jeremy Grantham is saying, and all of them really don't care about whether the market crash is going to come or not, probably. The only thing they care about is getting a lot of views, and that's it. And this thing all fits in. He says something, the media goes after it, content creators go after it, and it's a whole thing. If I had listened to all of them, if I had listened to Jeremy Grantham, if I had listened to the Bloomberg interviews, if I had listened to the YouTubers, I would have missed out on this, guys. All right, this is from my account. All right, so since inception, February 4th of 2024 Eastern Time, profit loss 11.40% positive, annual return plus 25.76%. That's just part of my one account. I have different accounts in different brokerages. I'm not going to open up my personal life, but the only reason why I'm showing this to you guys is so you can understand one thing. When you learn to use your own critical thinking, when you learn to use your mind, when you learn to be independent, when you learn to start respecting yourself and saying, I'm not going to listen to anybody telling me what I should do or how I should think. That's the worst part. Letting people tell you how you should think, that's the worst part. All right. When I decide to use the mind that God gave me, because and no one's born dumb and no one's born trash. God created everybody equal and beautiful. If you use your mind, you will succeed, right? There's going to be a market crash at some point, guys, obviously. Here is the S&P 500, for example, the lifetime chart of the S&P 500. The circles you see, guys, are stock market crashes. Those are things that are part of the cycle. They have to occur. But what's not normal is every single year calling for a stock market crash. There's a way to make money all the time, whether it's long-term investment and you'll say, Mike, what do you mean? Give me one way, give me one practical way of making money. This is not stock market advice, but this is just my personal opinion. For example, Fidelity High Dividend Exchange Traded Fund, ticker symbol FDVV. This is the lifetime chart that you see here. No matter what happens to the stock market, this ends up bouncing back up after and going better and better and higher through the years. I have invested in FDVV. I believe that FDVV, personally speaking, for me, is a great long-term investment. If I sit and listen to Jeremy Grantham, to the content creators who chase after him just so they can create videos that are full of drama and a lot of views, thus they get paid ad revenue, right? And if I listen to all these people, or if I listen to CNBC, or if I listen to Jim Cramer, or if I listen to mainstream media, I would have missed out, guys, on the huge returns that FDVV has been able to give me at least the past 5 years. I would have missed out on all that stuff. I'm a married man. I have kids, right? I owe it to my kids to do the best I can for them, to give them the future that I dream of giving them, and to give them a good life and all that stuff. If I listen to others, I will destroy my family, right? Why should I listen to others? Why should others tell me what I should do, evidently, and then at the end, those actions will lead to probably negative consequences for my family? I'm not advocating that you should be in the market all the time and spend your money everywhere and all that stuff. Well, first of all, I never get out of the market personally speaking for me. What I'm advocating is that people start using their minds, respect yourself, invest properly. Do not fear the market, fear those who try to predict the market for you. And finally, guys, let's close it. Let's close this video with the biggest special character on the whole planet of the investing. I'm not going to say his name because his name is not worth for me to say it, to be honest. I'm just going to say he's a special character. A guy who lives off people's fears. A guy who tells people, he's literally telling people, get in the biggest debt of your life and don't pay it. If you listen to him, literally, not even making that up, if you listen to him, you will be on the streets. You will be on the streets homeless. You will be homeless. You will. You're gonna lose it all. You're gonna lose everything. You're gonna destroy your life if you listen to this guy. I mean, he just lives off people's fears, selling books, seminars, whatever he does. But to me, personally speaking, not even worth 1 second of my life to listen to this guy. Why am I mentioning him? Because media is all over the place all the time. This guy said this guy said that, and all that stuff. Maybe for whatever reason, it's to media's interest to show these people for drama, for views, whatever. But guys, that's it. I'm not going to talk anymore about anything else in this video. I have nothing else to say. I hope that this video helped you in any way, shape, or form. And the message is, guys, use your own mind. And if you want to have a good base to start with so that you can be able to then think on your own better, the base is this, guys, right here. This book right here. Read the book, guys. I have no financial interest from you getting this book or reading this book. I'm not going to put any links for you to click on to buy this book. Nothing. I have no financial interest. I wish you guys all the best and take care.